Hey folks, this is the Contrarian Trader. End of business on the 17th of July. Before we get into the charts, just take a listen to Jim Chanos, the big short seller. He's on CNBC earlier today. And when I watched this, I almost fell off my chair.
Aimed at targeting asset prices.
How does that change your calculus as a short seller right now?
Well, again, you try to pick your spots. You pick your spots. I mean, we just did a study on a series of companies, a screen to take a look at today versus spring of 2000. You guys remember the spring of 2000? There was a lot of silliness going on, and we wanted to see just how the high end of valuation, and we don't short on valuation, but we just wanted to see what it looked like. And there is many companies today trading at 3 times the market multiples in terms of price to sales, market cap, and price earnings looking out 1 year as there were in the spring 2000. And
you want to name some names?
Well, I've got a whole list of them here. Maybe we could talk about some of them on the list. But
all right, he didn't really go into the list on this clip here, but you heard Becky Quick's response to Jim Chanos's comment, his statement. And honestly, my jaw hit the floor. I had to replay it a couple of times. So I'm not a big fundamental guy. I'm more of a technician. But that statement is a fairly powerful one. We are in a very precarious place in this market right now. Now, I don't know if many of you were trading at that point in time back in 2000, but I sure as heck was. And in March of 2000. When the markets finally began to break down, I was long. As a matter of fact, I wasn't just long. I was selling puts against my PMC Sierra position. I was bringing in premiums, and I was making a killing. But the party was over at that point in time, and only wish that we had those days back again. But it is what it is. And you heard Jim Chanos. That's not from my mouth. Let's take a look at the charts. All right, after the bell today, we had IBM, eBay, and Intel come in, and all three missed on revenue. 2 of them were down, eBay and Intel, after hours, fairly substantially, with IBM being up because they raised year-end guidance. But I mentioned this to my members over the course of the past several weeks. I even shared a chart with you, which I shared with them this past week, about earnings guidance, and it's not a pretty picture. So here's the S&P 500 daily basis. You can see topping action at 1680. Unlike the IWM, which is broken out, or the Russell 2000, which is broken out above the May highs, the S&P 500 has not. It's still in a holding pattern, and you can see today this slight topping action, and the fact that Intel missed on revenues and is down after hours. Who knows how it's going to open up tomorrow? And eBay missed. It doesn't bode well for the S&P 500, and IBM is up about 2.5%. I'm not sure whether or not it's going to be able to hold those gains. IWM, which I just mentioned, it looks like it is pausing some. It was up on the day. However, when you see these candlesticks limp higher, a little bit of topping action, this is not a sign of a strong chart, especially when you limp higher on declining up volume. I would rather have seen, where I long of IWM, a flag formation set up on light down volume and then allow for it to proceed higher. We're not seeing that on IWM, and the warning flag is on the track on the Russell 2000, no doubt. The banks, BAC, Bank of America, announced this morning. Let's go to a daily chart. And they were up on the day. However, XLF is just not making new ground. You've had the large money center banks already report earnings, most of them. So it's not reflected in the price action on the XLF, which leads you to wonder whether or not these bank earnings are going to be good enough for the XLF to break out to new highs. Up today on very, very light volume. Certainly not a short, but I wouldn't be longing it right now. XLU, the utilities, topping action resistance at $39 per share. We see resistance back here. This sector is reliant upon Ben Bernanke. If Bernanke implies that tapering of any kind will occur, then you could bet that the utilities are going to pull back because bonds will decline and yields will rally, thus hurting the utility sector, which is my canary in the coal mine for interest rates. HGX, housing sector, I mentioned this the other night, and we did find support just about at the support level, now support level, prior resistance level. I mentioned that this would probably happen. You'd see a reversal off of this band. It would try to act as support, because if this does not act as successful support and we break down into this range, this double bottom or W formation setup here is going to be threatened. If we break down below 168, we are in a Wall Street definition of a bull market, 20% down from the peak on housing. U.S. bond prices. This does not bode well for utilities anyway. U.S. bond prices closed back above the 200 period or 200-week moving averages as a weekly chart. What the bond traders are telling you by their support of bond prices here is that they believe that Bernanke, in some form or fashion, might do some sort of a tapering action. Yields today, topping action, resistance once again at the 50 period or 50-month moving average. We backed off of it. U.S. dollar looks like we're going to break down further. 82.50 is real critical support for the U.S. dollar. All right, let's take a look at the stocks we're looking to trade. These were added to our best stocks list. These are only daily charts. I go into the intraday and weekly charts or monthly charts to get historical resistance with my members. So sign up for the 14-day free trial offer, and you'll have access to those videos. The first stock up is Einstein Noah Restaurant Group. I believe this is Einstein BAGL, BAGL, the symbol. And you can see RSI is at 85.30. We had topping action on Tuesday, more severe topping action on Wednesday. However, up volume continues, so it looks like we have some accumulation here. I think that the slow stochastic is going to hook back up. I don't think this is a short just yet. Not quite. Even though you have topping tails here, RSI I would like to see a bit higher than 85. I'm a real psycho about having my RSI high. So we'll keep an eye on it, and I will be sending out trade alerts to members. But before you get involved with these stocks, especially as a short, you need to identify historic resistance, which provides you the best risk to reward entry point on your weekly and monthly charts. Some stocks may not have any overhead supply or resistance, which provides you that opportunity. That means you need to pay attention more to the daily charts, the signals that the indicators are sending you, along with the intraday charts. Next stock, BYI, Bally Technologies. Beautiful, beautiful chart. You can see topping action yesterday with a topping tail. Completely ignored today. RSI is at 88.61. Very, very interesting. Volume is still above average, so it's a watch only right now. And again, we need to go into the weekly, monthly charts, see where resistance is and where our best risk to reward entry point. And plus, how many shorts are involved with the stock? We need to identify that. If there's a whole bunch of shorts in here getting squeezed, well, we want them to get squeezed before we get long. Nina Paper, NP the symbol, RSI at 86.54, respectable, resistance at, say, 37.50. Volume dropped off a bit today. It's been under accumulation. Histogram is setting up nicely. All right, so I like Nina, but my caveat to all of these, you need to take a look at the weekly, monthly charts, see where your resistance levels are, and then formulate a game plan of where you would like to enter and how big will be your position. What percentage of your allocated dollars will you devote to that opening position? All right, TAYC, Taylor Capital Group. This is one that has a beautiful, beautiful chart. Big, long white candlesticks. RSI at 86.64. Check out how your 50-day moving average crossed above the 200-day moving average. Very, very significant, very, very bullish event, which is now in the rearview mirror. Big volume action implies that the stock is under accumulation. So another one that's on our watch list, the best stocks list for a potential trade. Last stock of the evening, ONVO Holdings. I don't know what they do. ONVO, it really doesn't matter to me. I just like the charts. And we have an RSI of 87.05. Huge accumulation. Very, very volatile stock, as noted by this last time we saw accumulation anywhere near this level. You can see this massive bearish engulfing that just took the stock down for several months. As a matter of fact, it halved it. So here we are. We broke out above resistance. Any shorts that were in here are getting squeezed. And let's let them. Besides the fact that the stock is under accumulation, we want these volume bars to drop down significantly before we even think about getting short of ONVO. And that's it, folks. If you have any questions, please shoot me an email, robert@thecontrariantrader.com. Sign up for my 14-day free trial offer. Get my email alerts, videos, etc. If you watch this on YouTube, Twitter, or my homepage, subscribe to my channels or enter your email address if you're on my homepage, and you will get copied in whenever I do these videos if you enjoy them. Thanks for checking out my video, and I will talk to you soon. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.